Hi everybody, I'm Alex.
And I'm Sam.
Welcome to Unit 14, Drive-In Resurgence. Now, in the 1930s, there was a man named Richard Hollingshead. Mr. Hollingshead was a used car salesman who came up with a great idea for movie theaters, the drive-in theater. Drive-in theaters became wildly popular all throughout the country, and in the next 30 years, they would expand to over 4,000 different locations. Now, with the rise of things like VHS and other forms of watching and consuming media, the drive-in theater sadly died a slow death. By the 1980s, there were only something like 300 left, and there are only about 300 that still remain to date. So yes, not as popular as it used to be, and the ones that have survived are feeding off of the nostalgia that they evoke of the past.
To date. Feed off of.
However, with the rise of COVID-19, there has been a resurgence in drive-in theaters as people thirst for new ways to enjoy nights out, but whilst still socially distancing.
Now, the UK has 40 drive-in cinemas, I believe. However, pre-COVID-19, they'd all disappeared. So since then, 40 have kind of sprung up. And in countries such as Nigeria, who have never had drive-in theatres or venues such as these, they are getting them for the first time.
Spring up.
When was the last time you saw a movie in a theatre?
It was quite a few months ago, actually. It was called Bando in Korean, was Peninsula. And it was the so-called sequel for Train to Busan, which was a pretty famous movie.
The last movie I watched was Parasite. I saw Parasite at the West Norwood Picture House in London, which was a very, very nice experience.
Yeah.
And sadly might be my last movie theatre experience for a while. What kind of drive-in services have you used?
The only drive-in services I've used are the drive-ins in McDonald's
back
in England. To be honest, I never really use any drive-in or drive-through services for anything else.
Right.
It's all for fast food chains back in the UK.
That's it for the preview. We'll see you back here for the review.